Hello, everyone. Welcome to our next Lunch Bunch. And I believe this is Lunch Bunch number 6 this time. So welcome, everyone. If this is your first time here, my name is Bill, and this is the Lunch Bunch. And today, at Lunch Bunch number 6, we are going to be talking about The Mysterious Benedict Society by Trenton Lee Stewart. So in case you don't know how this works, I'm going to talk a little bit, give a brief intro to the book first. If you haven't had time to finish reading about it, don't worry. I will try to avoid spoilers for the later parts of the books. Then I'll talk about my favorite parts about the book, 3 favorite parts to be specific. At any time, if you have questions, just type them in the chat, let me know, and I'll be happy to answer. Even comments are great too. Tell me what you loved or didn't like about the book. Hopefully you didn't like anything. I love this book, so I hope you did as well. Again, like I said, my name is Bill. This is Lunch Bunch number 6, and we are talking about The Mysterious Benedict Society by Trenton Lee Stewart, and I'm eating avocado toast. Hopefully you all have something tasty to eat as well. So, in case you may not know, The Mysterious Benedict Society is about a group of 4 kids, all of whom pass a series of tests thrown by a man named Mr. Benedict. And after passing these tests, the 4 of them form themselves into, you guessed it, the Mysterious Benedict Society. And they are sent on a secret mission to help stop these secret messages that are being spread through television, radio, and all of this. And basically, they have to save the world. I love this book a lot. I guess my first favorite thing about this book is, or are, because there are 4 of them, the society members themselves. Starting with the first character we meet, Rainy, which is short for Reynard. Love that name. And Rainy is exceptionally good at puzzles. Each member of the society excels at something a little bit different. Which is one of the things that I especially enjoy about this book is, as I mentioned, they all have to pass a series of tests. No one member of the Mysterious Benedict Society passes those tests in exactly the same way, which I think is fantastic and really does a great job of celebrating the fact that we all learn differently. We all do things a little bit differently. Everyone has different talents and, exciting things that they bring to the table. And Rainy's skills specifically lie in his ability to solve puzzles. Specifically, I think of like the second test that they face, which is a written test of multiple choice, which multiple choice exams are awful. I don't think anyone enjoys them. And this one is particularly ridiculous with long questions that have long answers. But Rainy cleverly figures out that the test itself is in fact a puzzle, and the answers can be found within the questions themselves. So I thought that was really smart and particularly impressive. Again, my name is Bill. We're talking about the Mysterious Benedict Society. And the rest of the members of the society are equally as impressive as Rainy. I guess I can just... So with that second test, Sticky, the second member of the society we meet, Sticky Washington, passes the ridiculously difficult test with those impossible to answer questions by actually knowing the answers. Sticky, anytime he reads something, he remembers it and can repeat it word for word as he read it. And that's true when he hears stuff as well. He's excellent with reading languages, just incredibly, incredibly intelligent. And so he manages to pass that very tricky test just by knowing the answers. And then there's Kate. And Kate actually doesn't pass the second test. These are not spoilers. This all happens relatively early on in the book. Again, because once they pass the tests, they form the Mysterious Benedict Society. And if they don't form the Mysterious Benedict Society, then there is, in fact, no book. So Kate doesn't pass the test itself, but after the test, she helps the woman who's giving the test escape from a horde of angry parents who are mad that their children didn't pass the test. I love that. Just so accurate. And then last but not least, there is Constance, who Constance kind of just like writes in her own answers for a lot of the tests. I think more so of Constance when it comes to the first test, where there's a question of like, oh, I can't even remember what it is right now. That's so bad. But basically her response is something to the effect of like, who even are you? It's great. It's perfect. I love Constance. I love everything about her. So that's the society themselves. I love them all dearly. As I said, my favorite thing about them as a group is that they each bring something to the table, and they really like Kate has inventions and tools, and she's like an acrobat. She can walk on her hands and do all sorts of crazy stuff like that because she's a circus runaway. Love that. They all bring something cool to the table, and I think that's so important. As I hinted, this book is full of puzzles, which is my second favorite thing about it. Hello, my name is Bill, and we're talking about the Mysterious Benedict Society and all of its puzzles. Yeah, right from the beginning, it's just filled with puzzles. I think specifically of during the first test, where Rainey gets to the chessboard question about whether or not a black pawn could be in like a certain position on the chessboard. And he answers that. And I think I love the puzzles, but what I love most is trying to solve the puzzles ahead of the characters. And sometimes I could do that. And the chess question, I genuinely thought I knew the answer, then thought I got it wrong. And then finally, when the like actual answer is revealed later on in the book, I was like, I didn't even think of that, which I think is really cool. And the fact that you as the reader can try and figure out these puzzles along with the characters makes the book almost interactive and kind of a little bit like an activity book, in addition to being this really fun mystery in general. And I love that. I think that's absolutely fantastic. One of the other, I suppose, really good, and this sort of ties into what I was saying about how each of the sort of main four members of the Mysterious Benedict Society do things differently. You can think that you're solving the puzzle, and usually you will be solving the puzzle along with Rainey and figuring out what like his version of solving the puzzle is. But like there's a room and they have to walk, or they have to go across it without setting foot on like any number of like black or blue squares. And Rainey figures out that they're actually like rectangles, but not squares. But Kate just walks across the room on her hands after trying several other things, including like doing a tightrope walk using some cord from her bucket that she always carries with her. So the puzzles themselves are fun to try to solve, but chances are, even if you figure out what is the way to solve one of the puzzles, one of the other characters will have solved it in a different way, which I think is really neat. And my third and final favorite thing about this book, as I sort of, you heard me chuckle about Sticky's name earlier. The names in this book, oh my goodness, they're so funny. later in the book, as part of their secret mission, they are sent to the Learning Institute for Very Enlightened, which is an acronym for LIVE, and that is on the island of No Man's an Island. And so Sticky, as I said, Sticky Washington, his real name, George Washington. The first two people they meet on No Man's an Island when they go to the Learning Institute for Very Enlightened, Jackson and Jilson. The attention to detail and the sense of humor about these names is just so endlessly amusing to me. This is my second time reading this book, and I chuckle to myself every time a new character is introduced. La Drop the Curtain, so perfect. Hello, if you're just joining, my name is Bill, and today we're talking about The Mysterious Benedict Society by Trenton Lee Stewart, and I'm eating avocado toast. And I was just finishing talking about my third favorite thing about this book, which, of course, the names and the sense of humor around the names. Even the fact that the woman who administers the tests at the beginning of the book that I mentioned, her name is Number 2, which is great because she is Mr. Benedict's like number 2 person, but she's also referred to as the pencil woman for a large part of the book. And what do you take tests with? Number 2 pencils. That's so good. So those are my favorite things about The Mysterious Benedict Society. It's a book that I love a great deal, and I actually hadn't had the chance to read it in probably like 10 years. So getting to go back to it again was a real treat. And now, if you liked The Mysterious Benedict Society, some other books that you might enjoy. Obviously, this book is book 1 in a series, which is great. There are actually in total, there are 4 Mysterious Benedict Society books, so 3 additional books, and then there's a prequel all about Mr. Benedict himself. And there's also a book of puzzles. So if the puzzles are your favorite part of the series, there's a whole book filled with them that you can get into. So obviously, if you enjoyed the first Mysterious Benedict Society book, you should read the other ones as well. The newest one just came out last year, actually, and it's coming out in paperback in August. Very exciting. And then also, Trenton Lee Stewart wrote another book called The Secret Keepers, which is very similar because obviously Trent has a very distinctive writing style. He's always defining words, the wordplay is there, the mystery is there, and like the Mysterious Benedict Society, the main characters of The Secret Keepers are excellent. I recommended this book before, and I'm never going to stop recommending it because I love it oh so very much. Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. If you liked The Mysterious Benedict Society in terms of the characters actually taking the test to get into a secret society while also solving a mystery and banding together to make that happen, Nevermore has that as well, because Morgan is obviously shepherded away by the magical Jupiter North to Nevermore and entered into the trials for the Wondrous Society, where she has to prove a magical knack that she is not aware of having. So as with the members of the Mysterious Benedict Society, who don't initially know what the tests are all about or what they're even trying to do, I think Morgan is kind of on the same wavelength as them. And both books have like a great sense of humor as well and are part of series. Yeah, so I think that's a really strong one. And my final recommendation, if you liked The Mysterious Benedict Society, would be Jada Sly, Artist and Spy by Sherry Winston. Jada is a fantastic main character. And if you like sort of the disguises from the Mysterious Benedict Society and that aspect of going undercover, as the members of the society do at LIVE, then you will really like Jada Sly, Artist and Spy. And actually, if you really like Jada Sly, Artist and Spy, you will also really like our next book. So in 2 weeks, we're going to be talking about President of the Whole Fifth Grade by Sherry Winston, who also wrote Jada Sly, Artist and Spy. Yeah, so those were my thoughts on the Mysterious Benedict Society. And hopefully you all will join me in 2 weeks when we talk about President of the Whole Fifth Grade. Thanks, everyone. Stay safe and well.